From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, despite the fact that temperatures have been dropping over the last few days, and they'll continue to drop over the next few days, we've still got some gorgeous weather in store for us over the next few days. But I do expect the pattern to slowly change for the rest of the work week and into the weekend. As we do that, eventually we see the showers return to the picture, and not to mention the cooler temperatures. And as that cooler air moves in, we're also talking about some fairly low snow levels, maybe eventually down to about 3,000 feet, especially by the second half of the weekend. So let's kind of talk about what's going on right now. And of course, we take you through tonight, and I do expect to continue to see some of that fog and low clouds along the coast. Now you can see a very weak disturbance is expected to move through the day on Wednesday. There may be a few stray showers for the mountains west of the valley and even parts of the coast. It's not going to be enough to really write home about, to cancel any outdoor plans over, but we certainly can't get surprised by the fact that we may see a stray sprinkle or maybe just a brief light shower, but you can see just how weak it is. Now, as we go into Thursday, it looks like we're looking at dry conditions again, but you see, Thursday afternoon, there may be a few light showers in advance of the main system that's coming in right here. This right here is our first chance at least any decent rainfall, and that'll be here by the time we get into Friday. So let's show you the overall setup, because we've got a lot going on here over the Pacific. It's a very active Pacific. You can see one storm after another, one right here, another one here, another one back here, and there's more coming in behind that. And we've got a fairly flat jet stream. Yes, there's a few ridges and dips in there in the jet stream, but for the most part, this is the path of the storms. But right now, the door is closed over Northern California because we've got this big ridge of high pressure right here. This ridge of high pressure is essentially what's closing the door and blocking the storms from moving in. But as these storms ride up and over that ridge of high pressure, eventually the ridge is going to start to break down. So essentially what's going to happen is this, and what's been happening, is this ridge is getting weaker and weaker and shifting more and more to the south, which means our temperatures are also dropping as a result. So by the time we get ourselves into Thursday and Friday, that ridge is pretty much gone. Now the door is open, and all the storms I was showing you over the Pacific are heading our way. And the first one will be here by Friday. Now, as I mentioned, as we go into tomorrow, maybe a stray sprinkle in some spots here, and maybe even for Thursday afternoon in some areas, especially west of the valley. But again, the main event won't be here until Friday. Now the storm door is open, and we're going to see one storm after another move in. Now, it's not going to be steady rainfall day in, day out, but we will see off and on chances for some rain through the weekend. And if we are extended in next week, that storm door is still wide open, allowing these storm systems to come in for the middle and even latter part of next week. So yes, the drier and warmer conditions have been wonderful. But now we got to get some more rain in there, some more snow pack in the higher elevations. So what does this mean for our rainfall outlook? Well, I don't want to give us specific numbers, but what this does is it takes you through Monday of next week. And what we can see here is the bulk of the rain is going to be to the west and off to the north of the valley. Now, the north end of the valley, Redding, for example, may see more rain than, say, Red Bluff and Willows. Chico, probably not seeing a bad amount of rainfall either. Kind of these lighter shades of blue, indicating at least an inch of rain once all is said and done through Monday. Now, that's not including what we're going to see as we take you through next week. So through Monday, we could be talking about 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain along the coast. And of course, as we typically see, just much less rainfall off to the north and east. All right, so here's what we have in store for us tonight. Temperatures in the low 50s on average for most of us in the valley, in the 30s for most of us in the higher elevations, although upper 30s, low 40s for Trinity County, mid 40s for the inland areas and along the coast. And when we look at our wave heights, what we're seeing here, of course, the wave height's not that bad today, but look what's happening. You see how we're starting to see the lighter shades of green? As the storm system begins to approach by the end of the week and into the weekend, we're going to start to see those wave heights begin to increase. And that is going to mean, looks like we're eventually maybe going to see some small correct advisories out there later this week. But until then, looks like we're in pretty good shape here with no advisory, south winds at about 5 to 10 knots. So we take a look at our Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Those temperatures are going to be somewhere in the mid to upper 60s for your daytime highs. I've got snow levels around 5,000 feet Friday, dropping down to 3,000 feet Sunday, and then they slowly increase again as we go into early next week. Your North Coast neighborhood forecast, at least to the south, you can see 61 for Honeydew, 53 for Shelter Cove, and 61 degrees for Blue Lake. We take you up north, 57 for Crescent City, 62 for Gas Key, and there's Orleans with about 63 degrees. Western Siskiyou County, and even really all of Siskiyou County, Happy Camp about 65, 59 degrees for Weed, and McLeod a high of about 59 degrees. And your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s for those daytime highs. So again, we're starting to see these temperatures slowly drop really across the board, with the exception of the coast, not seeing much change there. But 63 degrees for Chester, 65 in Paradise, and Shingletown about 64 degrees. In your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south, about 70 in Corning, 71 degrees for Orland, 72 for Chico, and Gridley about 71 degrees. We take you up north, 66 for Lakehead, 70 in Bella Vista, Palo Cedro about 70, and 71 degrees in Red Bluff. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. And there you can, of course, see those temperatures continuing to drop. We're in the upper 50s by the weekend and keeping it that way into early next week. Now, again, it's not going to be a washout. It's not going to be raining nonstop for Friday through Tuesday of next week, but what we are seeing is off and on chances for showers, not only continuing most likely through next Tuesday, but that may even linger on through the rest of next week.